चित्रमहो चित्रम् वन्दे तत्प्रेमबन्धनम् यद्बद्धं मुक्तिदं मुक्तम् ब्रह्मक्रीडा मृगीकृतम् नमः कमलनाभाय नमः कमलमालिने नमः कमलपादाय नमस्ते कमलेक्षणम् The Divine Souls. In the past meetings we learned that the Almighty Divine God is also Supreme Divine Bliss. And our soul is longing to find that Supreme Bliss, nothing else. Every soul internally desires for something very special that could fulfill him because he feels a void within. He desires a perfect love because he feels again void of love. He desires a complete contentment because from within he is always totally or partially discontented. It means he is desiring total contentment, total love, total bliss, and that is God, the Supreme, the Divine, the Bliss. When he is really longing for God's vision, he is in God consciousness, then he needs to know more about the form of God. And I explain, God and his form, they are not two separate things. God always has a form, and that form is the original form of God. Maya, this cosmic energy, this is originally absolutely formless and evolves, then goes back to dissolution, again evolution. But originally it is formless, absolute. God has an absolute form because he has to be omnipresent. So his absolute form means omnipresent form. It has certain resemblance according to human beings. Anyway, his personality is entirely different from the material personalities that we all explained in detail in past speeches. I was explaining the divine love form of God, Ram, Dwarkadhish, Krishna, and Radha and Krishna. These are divine love forms of God. All of these forms, they gradually enrich the experience of divine love. How they do, that's beyond understanding. Just a question of having faith according to the descriptions of our great, great masters. And they all mention that they are higher and higher sweetness in experience. So, I give you an example. Suppose just like a artist has made a very nice fine sketch, a figure, and he put the first coating. Now the first part is done. On the same, the second step, he makes all the features, eyes, nose, everything prominent, dresses up properly, and now it looks like a very beautiful lady's figure. Second part is finished. Then he highlights and puts some life in that picture. When he has finished, oh, looks like the picture is going to speak. What a fine painting, you say. What a fine artist who spent years and years on this particular painting. Anyway, the final touch when he did, just to put on some real livelihood, just like some more life in the eyes, the twinkle of eyes, brightness of the ornaments, glittering of the stones, crease, the fold of the material, the texture of the material, all those very fine, fine details. Now he is very happy. Oh, it's complete. So we see, means originally he just started with just a wash paint on the same outline, then improved, then final. On the same base, he is improving that thing, not different thing. Means the first step is included in the second step. The first two steps are included in the third step. The first, second, third step is included in the fourth step, is complete. But the first step did not contain the second, the third, or fourth step. I explained that part yesterday. So, the bliss of Bhagavan Ram is included in Dwarkadhish. That is included in Krishna of Braj or Golok. And then that is included in Vrindavan abode, along with their own special charm. So, Vrindavan charm is the supreme. You see, like a rose flower, same flower, when it starts to flower, means to bloom slightly, is growing, blooming, then grows slightly more, blooms slightly more, then slightly more, then full bloom. It cannot go further ahead, full bloom. The essence, the perfume of the full bloom, there is a peak point when in any particular flower it has the maximum ooze of perfume. Then it deteriorates. That maximum point of the full bloom. And the beginning, it also had the same perfume, but that perfume was perfected at some particular point when it bloomed fully. But the flower is same. No different flower, same perfume, just the richness is increased. Just an example to make you understand briefly. Although there are no limitations in the divine world, yet they are improvements in absoluteness. Everything is absolute, yet there are improvements, and they are beyond our imagination. So, Rasik saints explain that same divine love starts to be experienced from Rama's abode, Saket, then enriches to Dwarka abode, then further enriches in Golok and comes to its perfect climax in divine Vrindavan. The divine love power is the same, just the more enriches. Some speciality, that's what happens. That cannot be explained. That could only be experienced. Even if a saint tries to explain to other saint, it is impossible. Because the other saint, whatever he is experiencing, he is also experiencing the absolute. And the first saint also experiencing the absolute. So, there is no means of explaining through any wordy suggestions or explanations or any language or any example. Absolutely impossible. Rupa Goswami solved this problem. He says, तत्र गीतादिसूक्तानां चतुर्णामधिकारिणां मध्ये यस्मिन् भगवतः कृपा स्यात् तत्प्रियस्य वा सक्षीण तत्तद्भावात् स्यात् शुद्ध भक्त्यधिकारिवान् यथेवा शौनकादिश्च चतुःसनः. In Gita, Krishna explains about 4 kinds of bhaktas. Arto, Jigyasur, Artharthi, Jnani. Or you can say 2 kinds, roughly. Means those devotees who only receive the radiance of Krishna love. They don't experience any form. And other devotees who experience the form of God in any form. 2 kinds of devotees. Here I can explain the question. You see, a soul is not designated to become a Jnani saint or a Bhakta saint or a Rasik saint. There are 3 main classes. Soul is a soul. Soul is desiring perfect love. That's all. Nothing else. So all souls are desiring perfect love. Then what happens that if particular soul follows a particular path for a few lifetimes successfully, then he develops that kind of sanskar in his mind. Say for instance, a soul is doing yoga practices, true yoga practices, not the modern yoga practices, with an renounced heart and mind, living in jungles, under the guidance of some great divine master. If he practices for a few lifetimes without falling, then he has developed the sanskar of yoga practices, yoga consciousness. So when he takes birth, he is born with yoga consciousness. So that kind of talk appeals to his mind. And Krishna talk, he likes, he doesn't dislike, because he has a pure heart, does not appeal his brain. Means see, appealing to your mind and appealing to your heart is a different story. Something would appeal to your heart, but your mind would reject. No, I don't like it, but I like it. So every heart likes Krishna devotion. Every heart. You cannot reject. Unless you have very impure heart, some restrictions. So a normal person, a normal good person, his heart would like definitely Krishna Leelas, Krishna devotion. His mind may accept, mind may reject. But mind is the boss. Heart is servant. If mind has rejected, heart has no voice. Heart can keep on crying and say, no, stop crying. After some time, heart has to quieten down. So, why mind did not accept that thing? Because mind might have some different kinds of sanskars of past lives. Sanskars of rituals, sanskars of yoga, sanskars of austerity, any kind of sanskars. So, soul is not designated to any particular path, soul's own creation. Say, for instance, the soul who has risen himself into a height of yoga consciousness or austerity consciousness or ritual consciousness for some reason falls completely in the world and becomes worldly for many, many lifetimes. Again, with some reason, some good work, some good service, God's grace, he again enters into a human life, a good human life. And by chance, suppose he happens to listen to Krishna Leelas, he has now started again something, doing better. If he continues some lifetimes, then he will develop Krishna Bhakti Sanskars. So, that soul who was once hundreds or thousands or millions lives ago a great yogi, now had fallen and become a Krishna Bhakta and died, then took birth. When he will be born, he is born with Krishna Bhakti Sanskar. So his heart and mind both will lean towards Krishna devotion. That's what happens. So, all of you who are sitting here, or I can say whole world, every soul has done all kinds of devotions, all kinds of austerity, all kinds of practice, all kinds of religions of that time. Everyone has followed. But your past few lifetimes doings have major impact on your present conscious mind that makes you think to lean towards a particular side. Anyway, soul is not designated to any particular thing. Soul has a free choice. The second thing, even if a soul has some leaning towards some other path, if he tries to change, he can change. So, Rupa Goswami is saying, not only he's telling to a saint. He says, Madhya yasmin bhagavata kripa syat tat priyasyava. Means, suppose there is a saint, he has become a jnani saint and experiencing sarvam khalvidam brahma. The whole world, the whole universe is the form of absolute formless radiance of God. He is not perceiving, he is experiencing a perfect, peaceful state, that kind of consciousness. He is divine, he is saint, not material. And he is perfectly peaceful, he is absorbed in absoluteness, not discontented. The discontentment part is finished. He is contented in some sort of divine bliss. Anyway, suppose there is a saint who is a Rasik saint and who is a Krishna Bhakta. What is he? He is also contented. Completely contented because he also has absolute divine love in his heart. So both are contented in the absolute experience of some form of divine existence. So their contentment is guaranteed. They are not discontented. That part is fine. The experiencing part, the Rasik saint, suppose he meets that Jnani saint. A Jnani saint meets the Rasik saint. The Jnani saint would feel something enhanced. Something enhanced. If he becomes faithful and seeks, oh, what is that enhancement? Although he was absolute, yet enhancement. That is a divine miracle. You cannot use means local logic. How could be enhancement in absoluteness? But there happens. So Rasik saint, again he cannot explain what is the reason. He can say, okay, please have my experience and just try it. That's all. Have my experience and try it. You see in the world, suppose someone brings a very delicious mango from India, a very, very delicious. You say, oh, I know, my California has many kind of mangoes, quite a few kinds. It grows in southern states, Miami. Oh, they are delicious. You say, oh, delicious. The man says from India, I can't explain how delicious my mango is. You say, no, I have delicious mangoes. Because you have not tasted Indian mango of that kind. He has no words to explain. Only one way, please eat this and find for yourself. That's all. And you ate. Oh, really? This is much more delicious. Much more delicious. A local example. So, Jnani saint, when he receives divine love, he experiences, oh, yeah, that is something very great. Jai Shri Ram.